Thank you very much, guys. This is Life with Decent Q. Today, I wanted us to speak about the reason why churches in South Africa are struggling. Some, it's even worse. They're not just struggling, they're declining in all forms of different type of metrics to measure a decline and a struggle of a church. They're declining in all types. And I want us to dive deep into this conversation without the Christians having to feel as if maybe I'm trying to attack them, without Christian people feeling like I'm the bad guy for highlighting some of this truth I'm about to highlight. And let's be honest, guys, some of the other things to measure the decline of the South African churches in recent times is the membership, the decline in the membership. Many churches are experiencing a decline in the membership, in the congregation, the attendance, in particular from the younger generation. And of course, guys, the younger generation, we know, they are influenced by the new thing, by the new culture. They believe that going to church is part of the olden ways to live life. So even if that can be said, the attendance is still affected and is declining, and young people are not going to church. And it doesn't matter how you justify it. But of course, you can try to justify it and be like, no, these new kids, majority of them, they don't believe in God anymore. These new kids, they don't believe in these pastors. They don't want to go to church. They believe church is for poor people. Church is the reason why black people are colonized. Church is the reason why people remain with the olden way of thinking. People can say that, of course, the youth not going to church and majority of people not going to church anymore is because of the societal values and the rise of other alternative forms of practicing spirituality. We have seen the rise of ubungoma, these things of zangoma. Many people fell into that trap and stopped going to church and focused on their own immediate family traditions, and they practiced their own family traditions. They made their own family cultures and family traditions their religions. Many people are moving to other religions. Many people are just becoming solely spiritual without having to subscribe to any type of religion. They're just being spiritual beings expressing themselves within the universe. Some people are doing that. So there's been a rise of this, and I think you guys can help me pinpoint back. I think it was right after the lockdown. Right after the lockdown of COVID-19, we saw the attendance of the church dropping at a very rapid rate. And the pastors, I'm sure, they couldn't believe what was happening to them. Okay, guys, how about maybe we speak about the church is kind of struggling to reach the people, is struggling to connect with the people because they lack relevant outreach. They don't have the reach because they struggle to connect, with the issues that are faced by the communities. The communities, people who are always going to church, it's fine for them to listen to the scripture. It's good. It's fine for these people to listen to, okay, Uchesu Ati. It's fine for all of that. It's good. We need the word of God in our society. I believe that. Okay. But these people, they have other issues outside of spiritual issues because there's economic hardships. Let's be honest, there's unemployment out here in the society. There's social justice issues and social injustices happening in the community. So the message preached and directed to the congregation by the pastors sometimes is not the message that these people be willing to absorb, be willing to listen to. So they can be sort of like a disconnect between the pastor's message to the congregation, and the congregation receiving this message, and it's gonna cause a relationship that is not gonna make the two relate. The pastor is not gonna relate with the congregation because it's failing to touch their heart. Yeah, he can speak about God, he can speak about other things that are relating to Christianity and spirituality, but the churches is failing to address other issues that are happening in the community, issues like unemployment. The churches is failing to address these issues, is failing to touch people's heart and give people hope again. when it comes to issues of unemployment, even of course other societal issues. You guys can think about other social issues. Okay, let's speak about financial issues. Okay, financial issues. With few members attending the church, many churches are going to face financial issues because not many people are going to be giving to the church. And we know, as much as the church is not is what is this is not taxed by the government, as much as the church doesn't get taxed, we all know the church only relies on the money of the tithes and the offerings, unless if maybe the pastor and the people in the church are involved in some money laundering activities and they're using the church for that. But let's say we're talking about a perfect church in an ideal world, a church that only relies on people's donations, not just donations, people's tithes and people's offering. But the membership has become so low, and the tax bracket of people attending the church, it's many people who don't have attending the churches now. Many people who are at a financial bracket, they don't usually attend the churches, so they don't get to donate money on a day-to-day basis because maybe they are busy focusing on the business, they are busy opening some structures to take care of themselves and their families, they are busy focused on something other than going to church on a Sunday, so they don't get to go to church and give proper money. So the church is only left with people who are poor. Some of the people who go to church are just old people who rely on grants. The youth is not going to church. Okay, so there's not gonna be many people who are gonna give to the church the tithe and offering. So the church, of course, is gonna face financial struggles. It's gonna face financial declines because there is not much people giving enough money to get the church running. That's why some churches, they even struggle to buy a proper guitar. They're using an old age guitar. Strings awasadlali. Some churches even struggle to the extent where they can't even buy a keyboard, they can't even buy a piano, they can't even buy drumsticks to play those drums they bought 5 years ago when the church was started. Some of these churches can't even buy a new pulpit. Some of these churches, they struggle to that point whereby they still go to church on a tent. They can't even build a structure for their own church. That's how bad it can get, and that's how much the churches are declining, guys. And you know, it's sort of like unfortunate. It's sort of unfortunate because let's be honest. What about the leadership crisis that is happening in the churches? The leadership in the churches, the pastors, the people in the top leadership, maybe the people who are supposed to be leading by example in the churches, there's been a rise of controversies relating to pastors, money laundering scandals, pastors sleeping with women, pastors being fake pastors, being fake prophets. It's even written in the Bible. In the end days, we will see a lot of fake prophets, fake pastors. So there's a rise of controversies involving all of those things that were written in the revelations of the Bible. So of course, the perception is what matters most. You can think maybe the perception doesn't matter. People can retain their free think, but not everyone can retain their free think. People take what they see online as it is. Many people decide to not go to church anymore, decide not to support the churches anymore because of the controversies the pastors are always involved in. Like I mentioned, the money laundering, women abuse, sleeping with women, cheating on their wives, things like that. Using fake ways to heal people, being fake pastors, being pastors who are involved in shenanigans of also involving Izangoma just to get powers and things like that. So the leadership crisis, the leadership of the church has been placed in a position of being questionable. Is this leader really the one who's going to take the church forward? Is this leader really the one who we are going to allow him to put his hands in our heads? Many people in the congregation, they don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want to be placed hands and someone acting like they're praying for them, but knowing very well this person is just a fake pastor. They don't want that. Guys, let's be honest. As much as I know, in the church, in the Bible, it is said that when you work for the church, whether you are an usher, whether you are in the worship team, you are supposed to be doing that willingly, doing that for God, doing that for the work of God. But guys, let's be honest. Some of these people, they take it out of their own spare time to be doing other things, to go to church, and they're not getting paid. And majority of them want to get paid. The staff, the ushers, the people who are playing the drums, the guitars, playing all of these things for the worship team, the singers, they want to be paid because, let's be honest, the churches sometimes force these people to remain behind so they can have a worship team practice that is taking from their time. What are they going to eat during those moments? So the church needs to provide, you know. So some churches are not willing to do that. Some churches just expect you to come and give your full energy, give your full work in the name of you're working for God, you're working for Jehovah. And some people are running away because they don't feel valued, they don't feel compensated, they don't feel like the church cares about them as much as they care about the church. So that's what I can say for now. Because guys, the churches we have all seen, it's kind of not good for the churches in 2025. Many people don't believe in the churches anymore. Many, not to say people don't believe in God, the church. Many people, and the church by proxy, it has made people to doubt Jesus Christ. It has made people also by proxy to also doubt God because of the church, how they branded themselves. Because the church is supposed to be a representative of God. Because it's a temple of God, is where people go to try and meet God halfway. So it is said. But people now have alternatives. People are going to other religions like Islam. People are doing into the Wungoma. Some people are doing their own things of practicing spirituality with water and their own things. So all I can say is it is what it is. But I hope, man, people don't take this the wrong way. I just wanted to express this feeling because I doubt I'm the only one who has this feeling. But it is what it is, guys. We thank you very much.